Hello, positive mommies. Thank you for tuning in once again and welcome. I am showing my Disney side today because I was with my family at Frozen on Ice, as you can see. And so it inspired me to talk about some real issues that we go through as moms. So today's topic is embrace the negative so you can be positive. And what that means is basically that, many times we try to hide and conceal the things that we feel. So just like Elsa, we want to make sure that nobody knows that we're not perfect and that there's something wrong, that we feel resentful or that we feel overwhelmed, that we feel frustrated. I don't know, there are so many emotions that we feel in motherhood. We feel sadness, we feel anger, we feel guilt, we feel exhaustion. I mean, really, who is not exhausted after being a mom or while being a mom? But we also feel fear, and sometimes we're irritable and we're on edge, and things just get out of hand, and it's okay to feel those things. So I want you to know, if you feel that way, you are not alone. Everybody feels that way, even queens of Arendelles, in places far away, far away, feel all these feelings, and it's okay, and it is normal, and you are fine. What happens with these negative emotions, if you will, is that we must face them. We must not conceal them anymore so that we can heal. So I made up an acronym with the word FACE. So FACE. And those are some steps that we can take to deal with negative emotions so that we can move on and be positive. Because remember, when you're positive, you are powerful. So with these 4 steps, you're going to be able to embrace but also move on and heal so that you can access your inner power. So let me take off these gloves and reveal those steps. So the F stands for feel. So the number one thing that we need to do when we are going through a funky feeling is that we need to just embrace it and feel it. Go through the motions. Let yourself feel it. Don't conceal it. Do let it show. We'll talk about that later. But basically, don't suppress it. It is really why Elsa was just, freezing kingdoms and building marshmallows, giant monsters made of ice, because she suppressed it for so long that when it came out, it was unleashing just a crazy storm. And that's what happens with us as well. So basically, the first thing is to feel it, bask in it, marinate in it, sink in it, because it is a part of you, something that we need to accept. And when I go through those feelings, I feel them deeply. I'm a very passionate, emotional person. That doesn't make me a monster, it just makes me human, because God created me with those emotions so that I can feel them, so that I can examine what they're telling me. It's like when the check engine light comes on in the car, that means that there's something going on. So that's what the emotion is telling us. The A, so we said the F, which is feel. The A is for acknowledge. So we gotta go through the feeling and acknowledge, I'm feeling angry right now, or I feel disappointed, or I'm feeling a little resentful right now, or I'm scared, I am afraid of something that may happen, or I'm exhausted and I really need a break. I think I go through that one quite often. And that just kind of helps you release some of the negativity because you acknowledge, you surrender to what's going on. You don't try to hide it and conceal it. You don't try to be a super mom or a wonder woman, because when we hide these feelings is because we want to paint this picture of perfection, that nothing is ever wrong with us. So that's another step, is the C, and is choose to heal. So basically, you're going to make a choice. And I cannot speak enough about the power of choice. I mean, there are some more videos that are gonna come in which I'm gonna talk about it, because that is one of my passions, is how we are so powerful that we can choose and create our lives with the decisions that we make. So once we feel the feeling, and we cry if we need to cry, or whatever we need to do, we do what is needed to feel the emotion. Then we actually acknowledge what is going on, what the feeling is. Then after that, we make a choice. Okay, I know what it is, so what am I going to choose to do with this? And that is so powerful. I've heard, and I'm sure you've heard the saying that life is 90% how we react to it and 10% what happens to us. So the fact that we are afraid, the fact that we are exhausted, the fact that we may be jealous or angry, doesn't mean as much as what we choose to do with that. So C, choose to move on. And E is express it. So a lot of times we want to be Miss Nice, and we don't want to tell the people that may be involved in the situation that we either need boundaries, or to set a boundary, or that we need support because we need help. We can't do it all alone. It takes a village to pretty much do anything. And, we may feel like asking for help shows some kind of weakness, and that's not the truth. I mean, I wouldn't do anything I do successfully if it weren't for the support of the people that are in my circle. So expressing it helps you get that out in the open, and it also helps you come up with some steps, that where you can get the support that you need from the people in your life. So let's go back. Face, F is for feel, A is for acknowledge, C is for choose, and E is for express. So those are the 4 steps so that you can deal with the negative emotions or the negativity that comes in your life, and you can move on. And remember, you are not alone. We all fight battles in our lives, especially as moms. We have so much on our plates. Or is it in our plate? I don't know. I always confuse those things. but we experience life in a better way and get more relief and less stress when we are open, when we are real, when we are transparent, when we are authentic, when we choose to honor the things that we feel because they are a part of us. I mean, when I'm excited and happy and joyful, that's me, that's who I am, and I express it with jumping and screaming and being all crazy, and I'm very animated. But whenever I need a good cry, I go ahead and have a good cry, because you know what, that's part of who I am and part of what I feel. I always say, you don't drown by falling in the water, you drown by staying there and not swimming. So, like Dory says in Finding Nemo, just keep swimming. So, that was my topic today. So, take off the gloves every once in a while. The storm is going to be a lot worse if you don't. If they just come out, because it's pressure. So make sure that you take care of your feelings and honor your feelings so that you can be happy, so that you can be positive. So remember, I would love to hear your feedback. I would be honored if you subscribe to my channel. And of course, if you know someone that can benefit from this information and motivation and inspiration, make sure you share it with them and be positive so you can be powerful.